Welcome to Hacking Your Leadership. I'm Chris, and this is Talent Tuesday. This short weekly segment is dedicated to all things talent related. Before I begin, I have a small favor to ask. Lorenzo and I are in the process of writing our next leadership book, and we've created a short 7-question multiple choice survey to gather some data. If you have about a minute to spare, go to hackingyourleadership.com/survey and give us some insight. All right, for this Talent Tuesday episode, I want to talk about your personal brand. Companies have brands, including the one for which you currently work. Some people are fortunate enough to work for brands that are admired, others not so much. Whether the brand of your organization is known around the world or just within your particular industry, it's a good bet there are people working hard to maintain or even raise the image of that brand every day. People also have brands. Literally everyone does. We all have that one friend who we know will be late to the lunch meeting. We also probably know someone who, if they were even 5 minutes late, we'd assume something terrible happened to them because they're just never late. Think about the people you work closest with. Is there one you'd reach out to first to ask for help on something? Is there one you're so against asking for help that you'd literally rather not get an answer than reach out? These people all have brands. You have a brand, and I promise you there is no single thing more important to the opening of doors in your career than your personal brand. A leader and mentor I highly respect once told me that the most important conversations impacting my career will happen without me even being in the room. And as unsettling as that thought might be, it's 100% true. This is because people don't typically want to talk about you candidly while you can hear what they're saying, especially if the result of that conversation might lead to a drop in engagement or performance. They'd much rather you not even know you were considered but passed over for something unless there's a specific, fixable reason and they believe you can actually fix it. And even under those circumstances, it'll be presented to you in a different way than how it was hashed out between your leader and their peers. But while there's no way to stop these conversations from happening without you, it's absolutely possible to control the narrative by controlling your personal brand. Morgan Stanley Vice Chairman Carla Harris has been using a technique for years that I try to live by whenever I can. I pick 3 adjectives that I'd like people to think of me as. I pick adjectives that align with the brand, the values, and the direction of the organization, and I begin to take daily steps to associate myself with them. I find ways to self-identify these things verbally to people with whom I have conversations. If I want to be known as trustworthy, I'll ask coworkers to confide in me, and I'll tell them flat out I'm trustworthy, and that I'll never repeat what they're telling me. This calls out the association between trust and me to that coworker, who is now more likely to think of me as someone they can trust. Plenty of trustworthy people aren't ever known as such, because while they do the work of actually being trustworthy, they don't do the equally important work of building their personal brand around it. If you're a leader of people, or if you want to be one, having a solid personal brand is a requisite to being able to lead effectively. It takes a long time to build, and only a moment to destroy, and it will undoubtedly steer the direction of your entire career. Thanks for listening, and have a great day.